Yeah. It's your boy Jay Reed. I got another one, man. It's another one. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Serrin? Did I get it right?
Saren. It's like Aaron with the S at the front.
Serrin. Serrin. How you
Yeah.
doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, man, I'm doing great right now. How you doing
That's
today?
good.
Doing
I'm
good.
doing as best as I can today.
Hey,
As
man,
best
let's
as I
get
can.
to it. How long you been making music?
Well, I come from a musical family, so I've been making music since I was little. Everybody in my family plays keys, bass guitar, drums. We come from the church, so I've been doing this pretty much my whole life.
Okay, you grew up in the choir.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
So you was a church girl.
Yes. Yes, I am. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. So you
Yeah.
grew up singing. That sounds like a typical R&B singer, I think.
I know that is the cliche story, but it's a story that I can't really run from, you know? So I did grow up in the church and I also went to performing arts schools my whole life. So
Okay.
that's another thing. Yeah.
So where are your roots from?
My roots, what do you mean by that?
Where you from? Like where they all started?
Oh, well, I'm from Akron, Ohio, if that's what you
Okay.
mean.
City
Yeah.
of LeBron, City of King
City of
James.
the LeBron James. Yes, yes, yes.
I know that. I know it was dope, man. When he got that championship 4 years ago, man. I know y'all partied for like a whole 6 months after
Oh
that.
my gosh, the whole city, even Cleveland, yeah, especially Cleveland. You know, everybody was lit for LeBron, of course. Mm.
Okay, so you grew up in there, and
Yes.
like, what age did you start recording music? You start going to the studio.
Well, I started off recording audio covers in my house because we have our own home studio. But then I'd say I made the switch to going other places other than my home studio when I was actually this was just recently, 17, 18, because I'm 19 now.
Wow, you
So
young.
like, yeah, I am. So like 17, 18 was when I started like going to the studio. Yeah, because that's when I knew that I wanted to do this for a living. That's when I knew.
So Serrin,
Saren, yes.
Serrin. That's your original. That's your government name, right?
Yes,
Oh,
Serrinjoy. Yes.
okay, so that's your also your stage name as well.
Yes. So my full name is Serrinjoy Scrutchings, but the last name kind of throws off my vibe, if you get what I'm saying. So I
Yeah,
just go by my first and my middle,
yeah.
Serrinjoy.
Your government name sound like a grumpy substitute teacher.
Not, oh my God, my parents are teachers. Yikes. So
I just
there's that.
right. I did some research. Your parents own a school in Atlanta.
Yes, it's called the Hope McNeil Academy of Higher Learning. It is a private Christian academy in Decatur, Georgia.
Wow.
Hmm.
Did Martin Luther King grew up in Decatur, Georgia, right?
Um, let me not, Mom. Sorry, yikes, Mom. Martin Luther King grew up in Decatur, Georgia.
You know what? I'm not really sure.
Uh-oh, yikes. Look
I'm
at
gonna
that.
research that after this. I'm
And
gonna do
I'm
some
not sure
research tonight.
because you don't really hear about the beginning of his life. You hear more about the end of his life
Right.
and all his work that he's done.
So I'd have to do some more research on that. I want to agree with you. That's terrible that I don't know that.
So you grew up rich, I'm assuming.
I wouldn't say I grew up rich. I grew up, middle class and I
Man,
grew up provided for. I will say that.
your parents own a school. Not every parent owns a school middle
That
class.
is very true, but my parents have also taught us the right way to spend money and the wrong way to spend money. And so I grew up with everything that I needed. I will
And
say that.
what ways did they teach you how to manage money and be responsible with it?
They taught me ways that I can have a certain amount of money now, but I know that I need to put it towards this and not necessarily that. So versus spending all my money on clothing, I'll spend my money on going to the studio and things like that that I actually need.
Investing in yourself.
There we go. Priority over just wants, you know?
So what year you graduated high school then?
2019. I graduated a year early.
Oh wow, man,
Yeah.
that's dope, man. That's dope, dude. Okay, so you're
Mm,
not even 20 yet, man. That's amazing. So you've been dabbling
yeah.
in music this whole time, and
Yes.
you've been doing this. You also was on Ramona Robinson show. Is that right?
Yes, I was on the Ramona Robinson. I was one of her kids on Cleveland 19. Yes.
I tried to find it but I couldn't find it.
Ah, you
I
gotta
couldn't.
go to the website, the actual website.
So you got to actually type it in Google and all that.
Like if you type in, you would have to type in Saren Scrutchings to find the video, but it's up there. Yeah, it's still there.
Okay, she's also the first African American news anchor cast in Cleveland as a woman. So
Oh
what was that
yes.
like to be on the show?
It was it was fun. That was my first thing that I ever did on TV. That was my first TV interview. And so, of course, going into it, I was nervous. But she made me very comfortable. I got to meet the people behind the scenes, the producers, and all the people that were behind the show. It was fun, like having my little 15 minutes of fame, you know? It was fun.
Yeah, man. That's dope, man. It was definitely an honor. She's the first, but she made history with that. Also,
Yeah. Yeah, and she's very humble too. Very humble.
is she still anchoring in Ohio?
I'm sorry, is she still in Ohio?
Is she still anchoring?
I don't think she's doing the Cleveland 19 anymore, if I'm correct. I don't think she's doing it anymore. But she was. But I was on the show in 2018. So till now I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't know.
And you also say you go back and forth to Atlanta a lot in LA. So going back and
Yeah.
forth Atlanta and LA, like what is that like? What that experience like? What's the
Well,
house like?
I go back and forth from Akron to Atlanta. So I was just out in LA. I'm not really supposed to speak on too much of it, but I was filming a show out there. And so that was my first time I had ever went out there. And even when we were out there, I wasn't allowed to leave where I was.
What you mean?
So, well, the show regulations had us like in a bubble because of COVID-19. So I wasn't allowed to leave like the premises, but they paid for hotel, food, like I was taken care of. I just had to stay where I was. But I do go back and forth from Akron and Atlanta because of the school and just business stuff that I do out here, like how I just had a radio interview the other night. And my vocal coach, Keisha Jackson, she's out here in Atlanta too. And sometimes I sing at this restaurant with my cousin and just different gigs. Like I go back and forth networking from Akron and Atlanta.
Oh, that's amazing. Do you also play any instruments?
Yeah, I play piano. I play piano.
Is that the only instrument you play?
Well, I play piano and I also, like, for a short amount of time, I took bass lessons so I can play like maybe 3 songs on the bass. But I wish I could have dove into that more. I did that more when I was before I left for college.
Mm.
So yeah.
And you're currently in college now?
Yes, I am in college.
What college
Right
you
now.
enrolled into?
I go to the American Musical Dramatic Academy in New York City.
Oh man, you all over the place, man.
Ah!
You ain't got no time for nothing, man.
No, I really don't.
I'm surprised you had time for me today. It's a pleasure.
Of course, I made time, of course.
And then I seen also recently you say you play music. Do you can read it fluently as well?
Yes, yes.
And what age you started to take that? What age you started to learn how to play instruments?
Well, I would have to go back to the first question that you asked me, how did I get started in music? My parents. Everybody in my house plays. Like we all play keys. My parents, my dad is a gospel musician. He used to
Mm-hmm.
be in the industry back in the 80s. And my mom, she grew up a classical musician, and she was actually running to be Miss America. So like that was her thing. Like she went to college for music and everything. So they taught me everything I know. And even my grandparents, my grandfather plays the bass, my dad's dad, he plays piano, my mom's mother, she plays key, like everybody in my family does music. So I had no choice but to learn how to read.
Was it like it was a requirement in the house that you had to play the instrument?
To an extent, to when we first all got introduced to it, it wasn't a choice. Like, but it wasn't like it was forced on us. Like it just happened. Because music, like everybody in our family does music. So it wasn't like they forced us to do it. You know what I mean?
Okay, so it wasn't like you got to take these piano lessons before you do that with your friends?
No, it was like, come in here, come see what I'm doing, come see what I'm doing, come see what I'm playing. And everybody in the house was just intrigued. Like, it was just something we all do.
Wow, that's amazing right there. I always wanted to learn how to play instruments. I wish I would have took it serious when I was in high school.
You should have.
I
You
know,
should
but
have.
I feel like I can play it, but I don't know how to read it. You know, I got to hear it.
I mean, to some people that works, my dad, he can read, but he really plays by ear. So, I mean, like, it's to each his own, you know?
And you say you have a vocal coach. So what do your vocal coach help you with? Do you feel like you can be a born singer, or somebody can teach you how to sing?
I'm sorry, did you say, do I think I can be a born or a boring singer?
Like you say you got a vocal coach. Do you feel like somebody can teach you how to sing, or you just got to be born with it?
I think one can be taught how to sing. Well, I have a mix of responses just because I agree that one can be that one can be taught to sing to an extent. I feel like a vocal coach enhances what you already have, but it's like, I don't know. It truly depends. It really depends on the person if you're willing to learn. And if you can't sing and you want to learn how to sing, then you have to be willing to put in the time to learn how to sing and get the intonation right and things like that. But yeah, my vocal coach, I feel as though she enhances everything that I already. You're fine. You're fine. You can walk. That's just my mom. But I feel like my vocal coach, she enhances my performance, working on engaging with the audience and just technique and learning different things like that.
Okay. And how do y'all practice? Like what do y'all go through? What is y'all routine with your vocals?
So we start off with the warm-ups. Sometimes we start off with cardio just so we can like get me already warm, and then we can work on breath and go off of that. But we do a lot of breath exercises, cardio, warm-ups. She helps me with belting. She helps me take this song and change the genre so I can teach myself how to make music my own and things like that. It really helps me find out what genre I sing and what I'm good at and things like that.
Okay. Okay. And you hear a lot of people who sing in the studio, but they can't sing it live. And I heard your acoustics, and you sound just like you sound on Spotify. So,
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
so who are some of your worst vocalists that you ever heard?
Whoa, some of the worst.
Yeah.
Well, some of the worst vocalists.
Or you could just say studio singers if you want to be PC.
Who do I think is a studio singer?
Yeah.
I think to an extent, this is a kind of put me on the spot question just because I don't want to talk down on other artists.
No. This is your opinion.
I'm aware.
Right.
I'm aware it's my opinion. I'm aware.
You have a right to your opinion.
I mean, I feel like everybody to an extent sounds different outside of the studio. Like, if I'm being honest. Like, if you want to know a person that's like we all know that they don't sound like that outside of the studio. The only person that would come to mind is somebody like Ice JJ Fish. Like, that would be the only person. And that's because I feel as though he makes music for comedic relief. Excuse my.
Do you know IJJ Fit? Oh my God, he was popping back in 2012.
Yes, but he just came out with a gospel album.
Is it good?
It is Ice JJ Fish. Like, he makes things for comedic relief. Like, you know what I mean? So
what about Britney Spears? Come on now.
I feel as though Britney has gone through a lot of different things in her life.
No. We ain't talking about her personal life. We're talking about her voice.
I feel as though, again, Britney has gone through a lot of things in her life.
I asked you about her singing ability.
I feel as though we need to cut Britney some slack just because her voice has a lot to do with the things she was put through when she was, you know, at her peak in her career and things like that.
Think Beyonce sound the same in person?
I think Beyonce sounds even better in person.
So who are some of your favorite vocalists of this generation that's ever heard?
Okay.
Who are some of your faves? I'm asking you.
My favorite vocalist would have to be Brandy. She's one of them.
Oh yeah, she has an amazing voice.
I love Brandy. I actually am a big fan of Miley Cyrus. She just dropped this new album. Her voice is beautiful, like for real.
After she was trying to be black, she was trying to dabble in the black community.
She went through her phase of finding herself. She
with cocaine.
Not the cocaine. She went through a phase of finding herself, and we're proud of Miley for finding herself and finally figuring out her genre of music. But I do really like Brandy. I really like Miley. I'm a huge fan of her. Her is one of my favorite artists.
She cool. Cool.
Her is fire. She just won Best R&B Artist of the Year for the Soul Train Awards.
That was last year, I thought.
Nah, that was this year.
I thought she won the award last year too. I thought
she might have won it both years. I would not be surprised.
Yeah, she
is fire. That's like my dream collab.
Okay, that's your list.
I mean, I'm trying to avoid the cliches. Like, of course, Jasmine Sullivan is an amazing artist.
No, that's not a cliche. She doesn't get enough credit.
She doesn't. But I feel like, speaking for the Black community, everybody. I feel like everybody says her. Everybody says, "Oh, Whitney is fire." Of course.
I think she's probably one of the greatest, man. Like,
Whitney might be the greatest.
But no. I gotta say Mariah Carey though.
Mariah.
Yeah.
Mariah. Okay.
Mariah. I want to say Sade too. Good. She's a good vocalist.
Sade is a vibe. She is a vibe within herself. She's an amazing artist. I like Victoria Monet. Do you listen to her?
Victoria Monet. I don't think who is that. I don't know who that is.
She wanna know how you get that ass like that. How you get that ass like that. You know that song?
I probably know it. I think I heard it a little, but you know.
It's okay. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people. I love Stevie Wonder. That's my guy.
Ribbon in the Sky is one of my favorite songs by him.
That's a good one. That's a good number right there. For me, I like Do I Do. That's
Michael. Favorite. You gotta put Michael.
Michael
and Whitney and Mariah Carey, I feel like are like the top 3 vocalists of all time. And R. Kelly.
Michael Jackson is the top. I think Michael Jackson is the top performer.
He's one of the best vocalists of all times. One of the best vocalists.
So, in your opinion, what would you say is what would you say shows off Michael Jackson's range, in your opinion?
When he did Pretty Young Thing, the people don't realize that was Michael Jackson at the end of that song doing the he was doing that with his voice.
Yeah.
That wasn't a beat or no auto-tune. That was him doing that with his voice.
Yeah.
Or what's another song? The Girl Is Mine with Paul McCartney.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
Beautiful song.
That is a very beautiful song. Yeah.
So the man got range. The man got hits though. R. Kelly. You gotta say R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
The Vocalists, yeah. We talking about
Vocalists.
Wait,
yes.
I forgot about him. R.P. to Marvin Gaye. Oh my goodness.
Rest in peace. I think personally, I admire the people from that generation that you were speaking on more so than the people from now, just because when they went into the studio, it was one take. Yes. It wasn't
Everybody
like they
had multiple takes.
I mean, of course they did multiple takes, but it's not like they were like, okay, we're gonna go back in, you're gonna da 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 whatever. It was like live band, live voice, like everything now is so electronic. You know what I mean? Everything back then was so much more authentic. So I admire that time period more so than now, personally speaking.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but technology wasn't advanced like it is now. And I forgot to mention somebody, Lauryn Hill. Oh my goodness, Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill has a great voice, yeah. She's an amazing artist in general. She's an amazing writer, actress, rapper, vocalist, all that.
Acting, I don't know about that, but
she's a great actress.
I know that one album she made is probably one of the greatest albums of all time. Maybe that's top 10 in my opinion.
Okay.
So, but I see what you're saying though with that. But I did not let back to that. What you were saying, Lauryn Hill. I think her whole album was just like you just said, built off real percussion instruments. She didn't do electronics. You know.
Yeah, like two people that I can say are doing that now. The live instrumental would have to be Yebba and PJ Morton. Did you see that? The song they did?
You said, well, who? Repeat that again?
It was Yebba and PJ Morton. They did a song together.
What's that? I don't know who that people is, man.
Oh my gosh, you gotta get hip.
I'm in, but these I'm in the culture, but I don't know.
I understand, but we about to be in a new year. You gotta stay with
Put me on some music after this. Send me some people.
Of course, I will DM you Yebba and PJ Morton. Yes.
So you saying that those people are like on your Mount Rushmore vocalists you just named?
Yes, I would put them up there too. They're amazing.
That's a good list. And then Monica though. I forget about Monica.
Monica, yeah.
Beautiful voice. Angel of Mine. I love that song by her.
Yeah. I think she just did something. I think she won the Lady of Soul Award for Soul Train Awards this year too. I was just watching.
Oh my goodness. Shaka Khan. Holy crap. I forgot.
Shaka!
Through the Fire is amazing.
Shaka, she's an artist. She's really good too. Yeah.
Only see, we grew up in older families, so only we know about these people. A lot of people probably don't know what we're talking about right now.
Who else? Try.
I want to go with Donny Hathaway.
Okay, yeah.
She's a good voice. I was listening to this Christmas song the other day on the way to my people said, I was like, man, he got a great voice.
Yeah, all these people have really good voices.
And I seen you also took a picture with Kaya Juliet.
How
y'all met?
So for a moment in time, I was on the writing team for her. I was on the writing team for Kaya Juliet. So I had got in contact with one of her producers. His name is Chris Henderson. And he called me into the studio because he was looking for, at the time I was 18, and he was looking for an 18-year-old artist to come in and be an assistant while Kaya was in the studio. And so I went and I was his assistant, and it was basically like, I know my theory terms and things like that, and Kaya didn't really understand them fully. She's learning them, but she didn't yet understand them. And so basically he would relay stuff to her. If she didn't understand it, I would be his translator. And I had played them 2 of my songs, and they invited me to come in and write a song for her the next day. And they had invited me the entire week, but the day after the first day, I had to go back to New York to take care of some business. But yeah.
She's from Columbia, South Carolina. So where y'all was at recording?
We were in Atlanta. She had came out here.
Is she rich?
I don't know. I didn't really watch her pockets like that. I honestly could not tell you. I will say that she is an amazing artist and she has some really good music coming out though. I will say that.
You know what? I've been watching her for a little while though, and she's young. I didn't realize she was that young
Hmm.
coming out of South Carolina. And y'all say
Yeah.
y'all also got music on the way. So do y'all have songs on together?
So it's not that she and I have songs together. It's I wrote songs for her.
And what songs were those?
Well, they're not yet finalized. So what happens is they have a group of us, a group of writers go into the room and we sit there and we watch the producer make the beat and then we all are like writing together. We go in the booth one at a time. Kai is like, okay, I like this part of the song. I like this part that you wrote. I like this part that you wrote. And she goes in, she records it. They pitch it to the label people. And if it's chosen, then it's chosen.
What label is
And
she signing?
I don't know. I remember her A&R was there.
She
But I
ain't
don't
getting no
know.
money, man. It sounds like that check going in 20 different ways, man. These artists getting
It,
wrecked.
I
The artists
mean,
getting raped.
when you learn the business side and you learn that how much more the writers actually are making than the artists, and then it's it puts you at a whole other perspective. So would she be getting money? Would
No.
anybody be getting money that
She's in a
somebody else is
360
writing
deal,
for
I bet.
them?
She's probably the 360 deal.
I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what deal she's in or what contract she signed. All I know is Serrinjoy went in there. Serrinjoy was on the writing team. Serrinjoy wrote this much of
How
the
many songs you
song.
wrote for her?
I think we worked on like one or two songs, but it was just one day. And they had me on the team for that week, but like I said, I had to leave and go out to New York, so I wasn't able to stay the full week.
So,
But
mm,
so I at any time, say if I write anything else, I could just submit it and then it could be put towards another artist and things like that.
so what other artists have you wrote for?
She would be my first person that I've written for.
And how did they reach out to
Um,
you?
Actually, she just joined. My aunt-in-law had connected me with the producer and he and I spoke and that's how that happened.
What was it like meeting her for the first time?
It was meeting Kaya or meeting the producer.
Kaya.
Oh, Kai is very nice. Very nice girl. And the thing is, I had actually been following her on Instagram since I was a junior in high school because I know she was around my age and I know that she's also an upcoming artist and it was just dope watching her journey. And then when I saw her and she was so nice, she followed me right away. She was like, "Yeah, you're dope. They played some of your music for us." And she was really nice girl.
Yeah, man. I heard her voice. She can sing. I ain't hear nothing that was
She
out
she can
out the
sing
world.
and I think she is building her own style of Kaya. Kaya
I think
is
she need to build a
building
fan base first.
she has a fan base though.
She does.
Have you seen how many followers she has?
That doesn't mean dollars. Followers don't mean dollars.
Followers means I tapped your account because I want to follow your journey and I want to stay updated with what you're
Let
doing.
me let me say something. Plies. Right, let me use Plies for an example. He's gonna be my example. Plies.
Educate. Mhm.
Plies could drop a song right now. Plies got
Mhm.
matter of fact. Let's use Boosie. Boosie had almost 20 million followers. If
Mhm.
Boosie drop a song, it don't get as many as views, many as streams as his followers. Why is
Mhm.
that? It's a disconnect there for some reason.
Mhm.
There's a
Mhm.
disconnect. His music ain't connecting with the people as they're connecting with his personality.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying.
All I can go based off of is the stats that were posted by the end of year 2020. And
Uh,
what I saw was that her music is being played in over 89 countries. And
what?
and what I've seen on her page is that she has over 100,000 followers and a blue check. So
The blue check don't mean nothing to me though.
blue
I don't know.
check, blue check means you're verified and it means you've earned it. I can't take that from her. I wouldn't. She's an amazing artist and she's just starting out, but she has so much room to grow and so far to go, you know, and she's younger than me.
Oh, she is?
So, yeah, she doesn't even, matter of fact, I think her birthday might be today, or it might have been yesterday. She might have just turned 19.
So it's in her bio, just a research, and said she was born in 2000, so she's 20. Or maybe she,
No, no. I don't know why it says 2000. She's younger than me.
wow. What was
Yeah.
that check like for working with her? What was that check like?
What was the check?
Yeah.
Um, Also how this works is you get the check when they put your song out.
What?
So that's how that works.
So you ain't got
And
paid yet?
and also, I mean, I did some background vocal stuff for her too. So I have to wait on the checks for that to roll in. Um, but it's like it all depends. It really all depends on how well the song does and things like that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you haven't just so to make this long story short, you haven't seen the residuals yet.
I have not, I cannot confirm that I have received everything from that experience just because I'm not done with that experience. I haven't done all of my work over there yet. I just started out, you know?
Did you see any other famous people over there?
I didn't see any other famous people there. I saw people on the wall that had also been in that studio, but I didn't meet any other famous people while I was there.
They didn't make you sign no non-disclosures?
I didn't have to sign anything. It was just verbal things that's like, let's not speak on this. Let's not speak on this.
Oh, that don't mean nothing. As long as it was obviously writing, it was in writing.
I
You
mean,
can't.
there was nothing that happened that was like I can't speak on it though. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
nothing happened to where it's like keep your mouth shut. It was like you come in, you do your job. Okay, it's time to go.
Do you believe artist development is what it sounds like to me? She's in like an artist development stage. So, do you believe artist development should be used in 2020? That's produce better music.
What do you mean by that?
Artist development, like the labels, just get other writers and people to help the artists grow and create music. Do you feel like that's necessary?
I think it's always helpful because there are some people who are just starting out and yeah, they can write, but are you gonna write a record? You know what I mean? Like are you gonna write a record, a selling record? So I think it's always helpful to have other writers in the room. Even some of the greats, even Michael Jackson had writers in the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
Rihanna
it's
do
like
too. That's another good
all
vocalist.
the artists, everybody has
Every R&B
writers in the
artist.
room. Like there's always writers in the room.
But I don't understand why in hip hop is taboo. Like if you got a writer, you ain't real. But in R&B and pop, whatever, it's acceptable for some reason.
I think it has more to do with the history of hip hop. Hip hop is raw. Hip hop is like if you do this, you do this. You know what I mean? It's not an easy game to get into. Hip hop is a whole different vibe than R&B. R&B is feeling. Hip hop is like I'm here. There's emotion, but it's there's no sugarcoating. Versus in R&B, there's sugarcoating. There's a lot of that.
You also auditioned for American Idol, man. I seen that. You said it should be airing in 2021. What
Hmm.
was that experience like?
Well, now that I did sign something where I can't speak on everything there, but I will say that the judges are very nice people. I will say I
Who are
am
the
allowed to
judges?
say that. Katy Perry, Lionel Richie, and Luke Bryan.
Luke Bryan is a country singer, is that correct? I heard that.
Yes, he's a country singer.
Katy Perry has some big songs, man. That song with Juicy J was a big song for her. So what was it like
Yeah.
being in the presence of those big names, that plateau?
Um, they are very humble people, I will say. I will say they're just like I I'm trying to answer your question without breaking my contract. Um, I will say that they're just very nice people. They came in, got straight to work, and they kept it very professional, as professionals do. But
With a
yeah,
lot
they
of
were very.
with a lot of security. I'm sorry to
It
cut you
wasn't a
off.
lot. No, you're fine. It wasn't a lot of security. It was just there's COVID, so we can't get super close to people, you know. But
Did you have to put a mask on?
no, no, we can
And
take it
y'all
off.
was in New
But
York. Where y'all was at? New York.
no, I was in San Diego.
Okay.
Yes.
I missed the old American Idol with Jennifer Lopez, Randy, and I forgot the British guy name. Oh, I forgot what his name
I
is.
know. I forgot his name too, but
Simon.
I
Simon.
wait. Simon wasn't on there with J Lo. You talking
Yeah, it was. It
about
was J Lo. No,
no
it was Simon, Randy, and somebody else.
Simon, Randy,
Let me look it up.
and
Let's see.
I forgot her name.
I'm
That's
about to look
terrible.
I'm about to
That's
look it up.
terrible.
I'm about to look it up.
Um,
I'm about to
yeah,
look it up.
that's terrible. I forgot her name. But I think that they were a much more raw, uh, they were much more raw.
Paula Abdul.
Paula, yes, yes.
Yeah.
He said Shakira. It was not Shakira, honey.
But what were you saying? Excuse me.
No, they were just more raw.
Oh, they were.
Yes. Hi. And being actually being on the show, you just there's so much that I wish I could discuss, but I just cannot discuss
No,
everything.
please don't. So they'll sue you, and then they might come after me.
Yeah,
And
that's
I ain't
just
got no
not,
money to give them.
and it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good.
So what was the process like? When did they give you? Can you talk about when did they give you the NWAs?
I can talk to you about everything leading up to the show. Um, I can talk to you about everything leading up to the show, but I just cannot talk about what happened when I got there.
So what happened?
So like how I
What
got
happened
the
leading up to the show?
so basically, while I was audition, because you have to audition to be on the show.
Okay.
So while I was auditioning for American Idol, wait, before I was even auditioning for American Idol, I was also auditioning for Making the Band and The Voice at the same time. So one day I was in the kitchen, I was in the other room, and I got a call on my phone from Los Angeles. And I picked up, and the lady was like, "Hi, I'm one of the casting ladies from American Idol, and we think you'd be great on the show." Mind you, I didn't fill out anything, I didn't do anything like that. They reached out to me. And so they saw this picture of me that's on my page, and it was my afro. And then they saw that I play piano. And so she was like, "Yeah, we really want you on the show." And Shakira was the voice. Okay. "We really want you on the show." And I'm trying to think. She was telling me that there was a meeting with the producers, and she said, "I can stick you in on this meeting." So I kind of got a fast pass because you're supposed to submit a video, and there's like over 100,000 submissions, and then you're supposed to like get chosen out of that and all that. But I got a fast pass. So she was like, "Yeah, I want you to sing for these producers on Tuesday before the meeting starts." I sang for them. They
Who
were
were the
like, "Okay."
producers?
I honestly don't remember what producers were in the room. I don't remember. Uh, but I remember going in and I was like so nervous because the producers for American Idol, because you have to think that's the number one show. Like American Idol, that's like the godfather of all the shows, all the competition shows.
I know, man. That's like, that's like the creme of the creme right there. Creme de la creme.
Yeah.
Cream of
Yeah.
the
So
crop.
it was like I had dealt with all the different vibes of Making the Band's producers. I had dealt with the vibes of the Voices producers, and everybody over there was like young and fresh and super nice. And then you get to American Idol, the producers over there at the first audition, they were like stern, and everybody is just like so much wiser, shall I say, and just it was a whole different vibe. It was more intimidating a little bit. But they actually really liked me. I came back 3 weeks later. They wanted me to sing for the executive producer. She gave me a yes, and next thing
Who's
I
that
know that
executive producer?
um I forgot her name. Yikes. It's a woman though. I forgot her name. But they gave me a yes, and 3 weeks later they were like, "We want you to come out to San Diego and be on the show."
Wow. So what was it like knowing that like I'm singing in front of these big names? What was that feeling like? Were you nervous? Were you excited, anxious? Like what was those
Mhm.
emotions leading up to all of this enduring the performance?
Well, my mother, she put me through this thing called American Idol Boot Camp, and it was basically where I was, um, I would wake up every day, I would work out, I would do devotions, I would stay updated with what is going on in the world. So I would read New York Times every day, and then I would rehearse 3 times a day, one voice, one piano, and then one both. I had mock interviews every single day so I could get used to speaking to people and work on my vulnerability and things like that. Like I I ate, slept, and breathed the show. Like sun up to sundown, up at 8 in the morning, bed at like 2 in the morning. Like my mom, she made sure, because like I said, she was running for Miss America, so she's used to competitions and she knows what it goes into really being ready. So by the time
Mm.
I got in
You
front
feel
of the
like
judges, I was ready. Like I felt ready.
all that stuff strengthened you when the time was right?
Most definitely, because I I was prepared. Like I don't know how much more prepared I could have been for that audition.
Well, I'm just gonna name some of the winners off American Idol, like some of the big winners like Fantasia, Kelly Clarkson,
Uh-huh.
Ruben Studdard,
Yeah.
Jordan Sparks,
Mhm.
Carrie Underwood. You know, some of those big names that went out and did great things. Though,
Mhm.
do you
Yeah.
feel like you can also do the same as well?
Oh, without a doubt, I feel like I can. Without a doubt, yes.
And people don't realize like it's a lot of talented people came and went in this industry. Like so many talented people, so R&B singers, rappers went through the industry. What makes you different from all of them? What sets you apart from the rest of them? Because they was talented. A lot of those people I named were
Mhm.
talented, and you rarely see them or whatever. So,
Mhm.
what is going to help you stand out? You think?
Well, I think that's really up to my supporters, and it's really up to the people that listen to my music to really set me apart from those other people, and to just listen to me, because I feel as though as an artist, we never stop growing. So what could be my strong suit now and set me apart from everybody else? Who knows, 5 years down the line, it could be something completely different. So it's really up to the people that are supporting me for them to decide. I can't really pinpoint that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Uh, then you joined us on a show called "A Woman of Color on Broadway." We'll talk
Yes.
about that.
So I was a part of a Broadway tribute show called Women of Color on Broadway at the Cooper Union in New York City. And it was with the legendary Melba Moore. And it was amazing. It was an amazing thing to be a part of. It was so dope because I would go to school during the day and I was already used to like going to open mics at night. So now it's like I'm going to school for musical theater during the day and at night I'm rehearsing like a whole Broadway tribute show. Like it was it was really fire. And then I got to work with this girl. Her name was Misha, and I believe she's from Japan. Yeah, she's from Japan, and she was super nice, and we got to do a duet. It was Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. Oh my God, what's that song they did a duet? How did I forget what the song is called? And I
What
sang
song
it.
are you talking about?
It was a duet between Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston.
Let me look it up right quick. I gotta look this up.
Uh, but yeah, we sang that song together, and it was really nice. All the people that were behind the scenes, they were really nice to us because how they did it was they had all these other people who had already done full Broadway productions, and they would go on the stage and they would sing their solos, and they had these super really like dope
I know the song.
musicians.
Sorry to cut you off. When You Believe.
When You Believe, that's what we sang. Yes, we sang When You Believe, and it was just really dope. And then me and Misha and I, we were the college students that they had. So they had us like debut on Broadway at that show, which was nice.
Wow. Was that show just local? Like, was it nationwide?
It was a nationwide show. It was filmed for television. It's right now on All Arts TV. It was actually the #1 film on All Arts TV when they first aired it. I don't know if it still is, but it was when they first aired it. So yeah, it was nationwide, and the show had it was a free event, so anybody could have came if you would have secured your ticket online, RSVP'd. But it was at least, I believe there were 1,000 people in the audience, because it was 900 seats, but it was sold out. So it was people lined up against the walls, and it was packed.
Before COVID.
Before COVID, right.
Before COVID wrecked everything.
Right, killed
What was
everything.
Was you like nervous seeing? Was that like your biggest performance ever? Or with the amount of people? I mean,
it was one of them. I'd say either that or this time when I had debuted a song at the Gospel Music Workshop of America. That might have been my biggest, because there were 2,000 people in that audience.
And you ripped it? Like, was you scared, nervous? Like,
well, I've been singing on stage since I was a little girl, because my parents, they all, like my dad, okay, Gospel Music Workshop of America, my dad, he's over the men's division. That's a nationwide convention for gospel music. So they have people like Kirk Franklin come through, Yolanda Adams comes through, Hezekiah Walker comes through.
Beautiful voice too, my
Yeah. Clark Sisters come through, James Fortune comes through, like all these different people come through.
DC Winans, you know.
Yes, all of them. So ever since I was little, I've always been on stage. Like, so I'm never nervous to go on stage, ever.
So
I might be anxious. Like.
So it's like brushing your teeth.
Yeah.
That's amazing right there. Like, that's amazing right there. You my hero, man. You my hero for that. Like, 2,000 people and you ain't even kind of scared. Like,
it's just, I mean, it probably would have been different had I been the only person on the stage. But even then, before I go on stage, I try to convince myself that I am not nervous, I'm anxious. So I'm excited to go on stage and I'm ready, but I'm not scared of the stage. And then I take my glasses off, because I wear glasses.
Me too. I wear them too. I should have them on right now.
The glare from the light is going to irritate me if I wear my glasses. But when I take them off, I can't see anybody anyways. So it's like, that also helps me a
Or you probably be like her. I believe her wear glasses.
She wears sunglasses.
I believe she probably deal with stage fright, and she don't want people looking in her eyes while she's on stage. So the glasses give her like this confidence, this bravado. It gives her that inner confidence. That's what I think. That's just my opinion.
But I mean, there's a video of her when she was like 11 years old performing at the Maury show. No, she wasn't even 11. She was 7 performing at the Maury show.
When you're young like that, you don't really care. So it's a little bit different.
But that's when you start off there and then you grow. It's like, how much bigger can you get singing on Maury at age 7? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just my conspiracy theory behind her wearing shades.
Yeah, I mean, and she also does she used to do like the big hair, and she would perform with a black light as a silhouette in her like early concerts, but now she's more like out there with the guitar and the keys and the drums and everything.
So you also did a song called Deep Interlude. How that song came together?
Deep in Interlude, yes. That is a song that I put out 2 weeks ago. It is on all streaming platforms. You're fine. It's on all streaming platforms. I wrote that song I wrote that song when I was here in Atlanta, I believe. It didn't really stem from anything. I kind of take stories that sometimes I'll take stories that my friends tell me about themselves because I'm the friend that like all of my friends vent to. So they'll call my phone just so they can like tell me what's going on in their life, and half the time they don't even want advice. They just want somebody to tell it to. So I listen to what they say, and sometimes it's really good song ideas. So I honestly don't remember the writing process for that particular song just because it's such a short song. Uh, but yeah, it's insane. Yeah, it's really good.
And then you did a song called 10. That was a socially conscious song.
Mm.
Why is it abbreviated though?
10 stands for This Ends Now.
That's deep though. Who thought of that? Did you or the
So
rapper?
it was a collaborative effort for the title of the song because my lyrics say 10 minutes call, yeah, 10 missed calls because in the storyline we basically made it like a short film for the video. So he's telling me how he wants to go out and he wants to go protest, and I'm telling him it's not safe and things like that. He goes out, ends up getting shot by the police. And so in my lyrics, I say 10 missed calls. I know this ain't you because I've been calling his phone. And so we took the word 10 and we made it an acronym.
Wow, that was and then I like how the beat switches. Like who idea
Yeah,
was that?
that was my idea.
Okay. What was the process behind that? Like what made you want to do that?
It just signified what had happened. It signified more of my emotion versus his emotion. I wanted the entire video to be triggering. I wanted it to be triggering. And I felt as though if I change the beat, if we change the entire vibe of the song, that would touch people more emotionally versus us staying with the same beat the entire song, even after he got shot. Like, there had to be some type of switch.
That's it. And then I see your pull up video got 771 views. Like,
Yes.
are you pulling up on guys or the guys pull up on you?
Oh, that's, I would say, am I pulling up on the guys or are the guys pulling up on me? Whoa. And are you playing the video?
You say what?
Yes, you are playing the video.
Yes.
I wouldn't say I'm pulling up on the guys, but I wouldn't say the guys are pulling up on me either.
Hey, they taught
So,
you how to be very PC, bro. Media trained, bro. They taught you how to be media
oh, most
trained.
definitely, yes.
Like how you try to avoid that question and you just try to not answer that question. You try your best not to answer that question. Who's
Most
the guy
definitely.
in that video? Who's the young man in that video?
Oh, that's just my friend. His name's September. He's an artist. I met him actually going live on Instagram, and he's really cool. He was one of the top people on Voicy, and we just did networking and things like that. And so one night, we were on live, and I was telling him about how I had been looking for a guy for the video, and he's from Cincinnati, and he was like, "Okay, well, if you need somebody, like, I can do it." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So he just came down. We had met in Columbus. We filmed it at my cousin's house, and it was real cool. He's a real cool guy.
Okay. That was
Yeah.
interesting. That was interesting. You are media trained, man. You was media trained well. The song was cool. The song was cool. Are you
Thank you.
signed to a label?
Am I signed to a label? Not yet. No. I'm an independent artist right now.
I believe if you was, you would tell me because I'm pretty sure they gave you some paperwork. Like I don't want you.
If I was signed to a label, I'd tell you.
What
If
what
I
label
was.
what label would you like to sign to?
I've been looking at RCA Records. Um,
Why them?
what's really inspired me to look at RCA is the fact that her is signed to RCA.
And Big Lotto.
Big Lotto from the South. Cringe. Yeah, she's signed to RCA. I've been looking at them. I've been looking at, oh my God. I mean, of course, Capital. I actually just did a whole I think there's one called Island Records. I was just researching like all the different stations. I think this was a couple days ago. And my thing is I've been trying to figure out how do I stick myself in with those people. And what I've discovered after doing my research is that you have to get it to the DJs. So I've literally been like emailing my songs out to so many DJs trying to get play and trying to get heard even more and things like that.
That's interesting. Has any
Mhm.
offers been presented to you?
I mean, I actually, yes, from Def Jam Records, I got a call from them. I've gotten, I think, two calls from them. One time, I was at the library in my college, and I'm sitting there doing my homework, and I get a call, and some guy, he's like, "Yeah, hey, I'm Jeff from Def Jam Records. Look me up." So I look him up, and it's the CEO of Def Jam Records calling my phone.
How you
And
got
I
your
was
number?
because my number used to be on my Instagram. It used to be like under my contact. And so the CEO from Def Jam Records is calling my phone. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. So I leave out of the library. He was like, yeah, we have this concert. We want you to open up for Meek Mill. And I'm like, I turned it down because number one, at the time I was still 17. So it's not like I could have did anything. I couldn't even make my own decisions. And number two, I had just got to college and my parents spent all this money. Like we're throwing fish fries so I can pay for college, GoFundMe's, like all types of things. And so I turned that down. And then I got another call from them at the start of the pandemic, and they asked me to open up for Meg Thee Stallion. And I had to turn that down because it's a pandemic, and I'm not, I just wasn't. That was when COVID like had just got here and things like that. So if I get another call from them, I'm gonna take the offer this time, and I'm not gonna be stupid. But I have gotten calls, yes.
You feel like you blown that opportunity?
I feel as though what's for me will be for me. So if I say no to this, it's because something told me to say no to that. And there will be something for me.
Did they offer any kind of money up front?
They never really do that. I always take things to my manager and I just have her discuss finances and things like that because she knows them better than I do. So yeah.
Do your parents listen to your sexual music?
um well, I try to be as open with my parents as I can and they know that I'm growing up. And so versus telling them everything explicitly, they'll just hear it in the song. So I don't really when I play my music for them, I don't think of it as, oh, my mother's listening to my sexual music. I think of it like my mother is getting a taste of my artistry and she's looking at me being an artist. I look at it like that.
Yeah, yeah. And then I seen your acoustics. That was amazing.
Thank you.
That really showed me your vocal range. Quite
Thank you.
interesting.
Yeah, thank you.
Who was the guy playing the piano for you?
His name is Kofi Boache. He is a musician from my city and he is amazing. He's actually nominated for an Emmy and he was an Apollo Live finalist. So that was
What? How do you link up with
yeah.
him? How do y'all get in contact?
We actually grew up together. We met when we were really little and then we went to middle school together and we just grew up together. He's a really, really good friend of mine.
Do a lot of older guys try to talk to you?
I feel like a lot of older guys feel comfortable to say certain things to me because of my age that they shouldn't feel comfortable to say.
And what things do they say?
Uh, what things do older guys say when they try to talk to me? They say things that younger guys say when they try to talk to me. I don't know how to answer that question.
Boy, you media trained, bro.
Hmm.
You media trained,
I
man. I
think
like how
we
you doing that. But you did good with me though. I got something out of you, so
mm-hmm.
I look at my journalism skills were pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot I was about to say some shit just now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so since you've been doing music, Has you also been offered any other writing jobs though? I don't know if I asked you that already. Has any other artist besides Kali, I guess
Kaya,
Kaya?
besides Kaya,
Yeah,
I've gotten people that have reached out to me that they want me to write their music, but the only reason I haven't fully agreed to that is because I'm still learning the terms of like what is the right way to do it. Because what I don't want to do is write you a whole song and then you give me a flat price and then the song blows up and I got only this much amount of
you
money.
need to get the publishing. You
I
need
need, yeah, oh yeah. I'm all about the publishing. My family, we own a publishing company. My family owns a publishing company. So it's Scratchings Publishing. So I just want to make sure that I get all of the royalties that come along with the writing. I want to get the reoccurring royalties versus just a flat price. So once I learn more of the business side on that, then I'll be open to writing for more artists.
yeah, because it's like I seen something with Mariah Carey. She had made a tweet though. This is my last one for you. Mariah
Okay.
Carey made a tweet just now.
Mm-hmm.
She made a tweet. What she said? Yeah, she said the song "This Christmas." Oh,
Mm-hmm.
she was saying this Christmas song got 17 million streams yesterday
Mm-hmm.
on Apple Music. Went number one.
Mm-hmm.
But a little secret is a lot of people don't know she didn't make a big coin on there. How the people would think she did, because the label and everybody was taking so much money from it.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your thoughts on how artists survive off music longevity?
Well, I think that all goes into making sure you're aware of what you're signing, reading the contracts, doing things like that. This is a more, and I only know about this person because I'm the oldest of five. I have four siblings, and they're very young. So they look at a lot of JoJo Siwa, okay? I don't look at her, but they look at a lot of her. And one thing I noticed about her is she made the mistake of selling Nickelodeon her name, JoJo Siwa. So once you sell a person your name, they make all the money. So like she's out here with her own ice cream brand, shoes, clothing brand, bedspreads, posters, all types of stuff. She's not getting a dime of that because she signed the contract with JoJo Siwa. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So I think people just need to be more aware of the things that they're signing so that they don't sign away their name. Because Prince also made that mistake, which is why he had all this music. He had to scratch it and restart as his own artist, separate from a label, before he passed too. Um, and Mariah, she should definitely be making more money from that song. But because there were writers and because she is signed to a label, it's like that's the
Also,
business.
I got another number for you. It says Spotify paid between 31 cents to 43 cents per stream to artists for their songs,
Yeah, yeah,
and then the money is split between different people. Like,
yeah.
a lot of people think because you got a billion or billions, like millions of streams, you're making money, but really, in actuality, really not. The labels getting that money.
You're not making any money. And it's actually very hard because you have to get at least 15,000 streams minimum. Anyways, title, thank you. That's a good one. You make money off of that. Which is why there are a lot of artists that don't put their music out there and they put their music at a place where people have to pay. They have to pay. Like they'll only put their songs on iTunes or other places that I'm still learning about. My dad is telling me about all this stuff. So I'm still currently learning the business. But I feel like I know enough, that I can stand on my own 2 feet.
Well, I mean, everybody pays for Spotify, being $10 a month to listen to all the songs. I mean, that ain't bad. So,
It's not bad, but Spotify, the creators of Spotify are the ones making all the money.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, but
Yeah.
my thing is, artists never made money off their songs. They only make money off the tours, and then they make money off the song years later down the line.
Yeah, they get money off of the royalties. They get money off of the gigs that
Tours
come with the songs. Yep,
and the
the tours.
merch. And the
The
merch.
merchandise is a huge thing. You also have to think a lot of these artists are like not just songwriters. They're also acting, doing those gigs. They're also musicians.
That's why Rihanna don't want to get back in the studio and create an album for what? To make
Rihanna's
pennies?
a Rihanna's a billionaire. She's set for life. Fenty
She's a billionaire
Beauty.
already? She almost a
Yes.
billionaire.
I could have sworn she was a billionaire based off of her royalties. She's
I think
also
talking about Kylie.
done. Who? Kylie Jenner?
Yeah.
Kylie doesn't have any music.
I mean, no, not off of music. I don't believe. Excuse me. Rihanna music ain't gonna make millions. She making millions, tons of millions off her clothing line, off Fendi. That's what making the music.
Rihanna is making her money off of, mind you, these are only the things that we see in the limelight. We don't see what she's doing behind the scenes as well, that she's not telling us about. So what I know she's making, what we all know she's making money from is her royalties, the movies she's done, her Fenty Beauty makeup, her lingerie, her clothing lines. She's modeling. She's doing it all. She's set.
I don't believe she's making money off no music. I mean, no music like that. That money's going to Roc Nation. Jay-Z is making money off her catalog. Roc Nation is making money. She's making money off her clothing line. That Fendi is making millions. That's why she don't want to get back in the studio, because she's making pennies off a dollar. She's not going to make as much money off this than music. It takes years to make millions off music. Years. So that's what I think.
Okay.
But and then
you got it.
But if you ever go back and look at history, the majority of the people are billionaires or super rich is not off music.
The majority of people back in history is in what years?
Like, if you think about Jay-Z, Kanye West, they're not rich off music. They rich off, Jay-Z rich off liquor. Kanye West rich off Yeezy, off the shoes. You see what I'm saying? They're not.
But they were doing things before they even got their own labels, though.
Yeah. But I'm saying they ain't billionaires now because of music. They ain't billionaires because of music, though.
They're billionaires because they know how to manage. And they know business. They're businessmen. Like, they know the business, the ins and outs. They cannot be played. So.
Absolutely. And, you see where they at right now, because you got to have life after music. You got to reinvent yourself. But the music shit don't last forever. You only got like a short window for it. You
get it in your. Well, it depends. It depends on the artist. Because Gladys Knight and Patti LaBelle just did a verses. And they still doing things.
They did?
They've been out. You didn't see?
Wait a minute. I didn't know they did verses.
They just did a verses. They've been in this game for how long? Diana Ross, she's still singing.
Yeah, off of old music. I don't think she made new music.
Old? I mean, Whitney, before she passed, had released a couple of tracks.
Man, come on now. Whitney was being past her prime, though. They was like Michael Jordan playing basketball.
Whitney's still Whitney. Whitney is still making money. Michael Jackson just released a new music video, I think, last summer, and he passed away in 2009. They have all this unreleased music. They're set for their entire life.
Oh, yeah. Their catalog is undeniable.
Like, they're set for their life and after to go to their kids.
Oh, yeah. Their catalog is like set, though. They have a unbelievable catalog. But what I was just saying, just you got to have another hustle besides me. The music give you exposure, but you still got to, have a hustle behind this. You can't just rely solely on me. I think
you got to know, again, you have to know the business, and you have to let them know what percentage. I'm going to sing if I get this percentage of money. If I don't get this percentage, I'm not going to sing. And there's people that do that. You just got to be smart. Like, you got to be smart. That's it.
Hey, man, I appreciate having you on the platform.
Well, I appreciate you having me on here. This was interesting.
Hey, man. I like how you playing dodgeball with some of them questions, though, but it was good to have you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, you got anything coming soon? Anything before I let you go?
Right now I'm actually working on a new music video for Deep and Interlude. If anybody on here is watching and they're from Akron or Cleveland area, I'm currently casting for a male actor. If you are interested, you can DM me at Serrinjoymuisc. And it is a paid gig, but that's what I'm currently working on. And I want it to be, it's going to be more of a short film, so there's going to be a lot more acting in it and things like that. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Thank you so much for stopping by. You know, you gotta tell your
No
friend
problem.
Kaya to come join the platform sooner or later.
Yeah. DM her.
She might curve me, man. She done curve me. So.
Yeah, she does have 100,000 plus. Don't forget that.
Well, I appreciate you. You be safe out there.
Thank you. Yeah, you too.
Gotcha.
All right, bye.
Yeah.